my Lord and my God. I firmly believe that you are here, that you see me, that you hear me. I adore you with profound reverence. I ask your pardon for my sins and the grace to make this time of prayer fruitful. My Immaculate Mother, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me. In today's Gospel, we are told that you, Lord, are going up to Jerusalem. We can pause for a moment and imagine your journey to Jerusalem for the last time. The ground is not flat, but uphill. For this reason, your last journey requires effort. The path is, at times, challenging, but you travel lightly. There is not much that you carry, only the essentials. This journey uphill culminates in Calvary, where they take the little you have and crucify you to the cross. Lord, we see that the movement throughout your life is upwards. You go up to Jerusalem. You go up to Calvary. You go up after being crucified to the cross. And as you go up, you show us total detachment. It is as if you want to tell us, to go up, you need to have a heart that is free, empty of any attachments, so that it can be full of God. Upward movement and total detachment. In this time of prayer, we can first ask ourselves what the direction of my life is. Is the direction upwards? In the same way that your public life, Lord, had an upward trajectory, so must be in my life. Being a Christian is incompatible with existential comfort. It involves effort, struggle, constant upward direction. Lord, help us realize that without personal struggle and effort, there can be no conversion and therefore no holiness. We may ask, how can I ensure that I am going upwards? How can I ensure that I have not given in to existential comfort? Am I struggling to become a saint? An indication that can help me see where I am in my life is my daily desire to die to self. When this desire is real and translated concretely in the small things of everyday life, then I am going upwards. Then I am saying no to existential comfort, and my struggle to become a saint is real. A concrete way in which we can do this is by striving to fulfill the duty of the moment. Each day we have many choices before us. Our natural tendency can be to do what we feel like doing, instead of doing what we ought to be doing. For example, I ought to work on my essay so that it is completed on time, but I feel like spending some time on social media. A choice is before me, to do what I ought to be doing, or to do what I feel like doing. Lord, help us to die to self by fulfilling the duty of the moment, by doing what I ought to be doing and not simply what I feel like doing. Help us also to fulfill the duty of the moment with intensity by injecting love into it. Help us convert so that the duty of the moment is fulfilled well and not halfway, mediocrely, poorly, without love. Lord, this is not what we want. If we find it difficult to go upwards, to say no to existential comfort, to die to self by fulfilling the duty of the moment each day, perhaps a small resolution we can make this season of Lent is to find someone to accompany us in spiritual direction. In the same way athletes need coaches to help them train to go up on the podium one day to receive a medal, so it is with us. We need help, someone who can keep us accountable, give us advice, show us our blind spots, and encourage us in our upward struggle to become another Christ, Christ Himself. Another important aspect to keep in mind, if we are to succeed in imitating You, Lord, in this upward movement, is detachment. The lighter we are, the easier it will be to make it to the top. When our heart is heavy, it becomes more difficult and even impossible for us to keep going. I am reminded of an experience that I live most weekdays here in Rome when I cycle to my university. My university is located on the Aventine Hill. The first part of the journey is flat, but as soon as I arrive to the Aventine Hill, the real struggle and effort begin. I have learned that it is best to bring the essentials to university, as carrying too much on my briefcase can make the climb somewhat challenging. Some of you might be able to identify with this experience, especially the fact that when going uphill, we must travel lightly, not taking too much with us, so that we can reach our destination. We can ask ourselves, am I someone who has a light or a heavy heart? Am I detached or attached to the things of this world? When we think of detachment, right away we might think of poverty and conclude that if we are to have a light heart, if we are to live detachment, we must not possess anything. This conclusion is not entirely correct. Detachment has to do with not allowing one's heart to be owned by things. It is refusing to become materialistic and refusing to make things the center of my life. It has to do with the attitude we have towards things. Some concrete ways in which we can try to apply in our lives so that we can live detachment, so that we can have a heart that is free, so that we can go upwards, are the following. Taking good care of things. This means using things for what they are supposed to be used. Cleaning them, maintaining them. If they break, we do not throw them out right away. We first try to fix them. Not buying things out of impulse. It helps to make a distinction between what I want and what I need, as not everything that I want, I need to get. Sometimes consulting someone before making a purchase can help us discern between wants and needs, to see things clearly. When buying things that we need, buying quality things that will last so that we do not return to the store after a few days and in the end spend more money. Cleaning up where we live, especially places where I store things. If I have things I have not used in months, perhaps I can give them away. As we continue our season of Lent, help us, Lord, to go up with a heart that is light, detached from things, towards Easter. Mary, your mother and our mother, will help us. I thank you, my God, for the good resolutions, affections, and inspirations that you have communicated to me in this meditation. I ask your help to put them into effect. My Immaculate Mother, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me.